Good morning, everybody. It is Saturday, the 22nd of October. Month is plowing right along here. It's really lovely out. It's overcast, and theoretically, if the news and weather people are correct, we might get some rain this weekend here in LA. Fingers are crossed. We need it so bad. Any amount would do, but boy, I'd love to see a real rain and not just a spritz happen. So fingers are crossed on that one. Yesterday it was really fun doing Linda Ronstadt and James Ingram, and it kind of made me think about other duets and different things that I've worked on with different artists. I remember doing a show called Crossroads with Sheryl Crow and Willie Nelson, which was just great. We had so much fun on that, and just different things. When we did Willie Nelson's The Great Divide album, it was all duets on that, and maybe I'll go back and visit some more on that one. But today I'm going to do something else. But before I do that, yesterday I took a break in the middle of the day. I just needed to stop for a minute and rest. And I went in and watched Harold and Maude with Bud Cort and Ruth Gordon, which is one of my all-time favorite, just dark, those kind of quirky, dark movies like The Loved One, the original Little Shop of Horrors, all those kind of movies. I find them really intriguing, and Harold and Maude was definitely one of them. And people were commenting like crazy, and it made me remember back, I believe it was in the 80s, it must have been in the 80s, we were playing Saratoga Springs Performing Arts Center in New York with James Taylor, and they put us up, which I don't know how the hell it happened, but they put us up at a hotel called the Gideon Putnam Hotel. This was a really exclusive hotel. It was right near, on the kind of almost on the grounds of the Saratoga Performing Arts Center. But it was one of those things like I get to my room and I see one of the the staff who works there. And I said, tell me where the ice machine is. And he just looked at me and he went, it's not that kind of hotel, call room service. And I'm just going, oh, great, here we go. So it begins. But one of the things that was really cool was there was a theater where they could do movies and different performance, a little theater that was part of the complex of this hotel. And that we had that night off, and they were going to be showing Where's Papa, which is one of my other favorite Ruth Gordon movies. And I said to James, I said, you ever seen Where's Papa? And he went, no, never seen it. I said, we're going to the movies. And we, that evening we went over there. Well, lo and behold, Ruth Gordon was staying in the hotel. She and her husband, Garson Kanin, the great writer Garson Kanin. And she came to the screening. And when the movie ended, she went up and did like an hour and a half of Q&A talking. I mean, her Q&A basically is you ask a question and then she was going to say whatever she wants to say and may not have anything to do with the question. But she's such a firecracker. I mean, she was absolutely one of my, I remember being interviewed once and they said, who's your favorite actress? Probably expecting me to say, some bombshell beauty and all this. I said, oh, Ruth Gordon. I love Ruth Gordon. And they were going, kind of who? But Where's Papa is such a great film with George Segal, and it's just a great cast in that. But I went back. I've never left anybody a fan letter. I left her about a 12-page fan letter in her box at the hotel, just talking about all the stuff like young Mr. Lincoln. I remember watching that, and she played Mary Lincoln, and she was probably in her 20s in it. And I was watching, I had no idea it was her when I first saw that, but I'm hearing this voice going, I know that voice, who the heck? And I went, Ruth Gordon, and then there was finally a close-up, and I went, God damn, it's Ruth Gordon when she was like in her 20s. It was great. So this was really fun, and I always loved when we play there because the Saratoga Performing Arts Center was the summer home also for the New York City Ballet. So there were like rehearsal rooms on the other side of the stage area where we were, and all the ballet dancers were over there practicing. I remember just going into a room, kind of just stuck my head in, and there was one guy in there practicing, and it was Edward Villela, who's probably one of the greatest ballet dancers ever. And I sat there for about 10 minutes just watching him fly through the air, like defying gravity and stuff, and talked to him a little bit. And a whole bunch of them came to our gig that night. But it was really fun yesterday, just watching how everybody jumped all over Harold and Maude. And some people said, I just watched it too with my kids who are now grown up, and they had never seen it. And and it really took on a life of its own. And those are the moments when Facebook to me is valuable. Other than that, there's a dark side, of course, to it, and insidious and really awful as far as I'm concerned. I've had certainly my dealings with the bullshit that they can deal out there, but there are other things that really are pretty amazing opportunities to hook up with people and share and do things. So I was thinking about another duet today, and in 1994, went to Japan with David Foster. It was a new series they were going to be doing over there called their Producers Series, and their first producer they were going to honor over there was David. And I had done. I knew David from when he first moved to L.A. from Canada, and man, the first gig I did with him, I think, was Brian and Brenda Russell's album. And I called everybody I knew after that. And I said, man, there's a cat I just worked with. You got to hire this guy. He's unbelievable. And his career just has been, one of those unbelievable careers. But this was really fun. We went over, it was myself and Chester Thompson on drums, Michael Thompson on guitar, the Sea Wind horns. David was playing piano on the stuff. Claude Gaudet was playing all the rest of the keyboards on things. And Claude is no longer with us. It really broke my heart that when he passed away. But we had a variety of artists with us over there. Warren Wiebe, who was another one who's gone now, who was the greatest chameleon I've ever worked with. You said, oh, be Nat King Cole, and suddenly he was Nat King Cole, and you'd say, be this, whatever you said, he could be it, and do great service to whatever you asked. The great Wendy Moten, who just was on The Voice, singing on that also. And then I think we had Boyz II Men and Celine Dion and Peabo Bryce and a whole bunch of artists were over there, and we were playing with the Tokyo Symphony Orchestra on it. And so I found this one, and this is a duet. This is the duet from Beauty and the Beast, and this is Celine and Peabo singing. And I've only got the video here. I got the audio, but it's a video one. But I'll tell you, when we were rehearsing it, I was standing, a couple of feet from Celine, and there's just those singers that just take your breath away. And she's one of them. When she just really opened up, you're just kind of sitting there going, holy shit, she's really amazing. It was like in 1985, I believe it was, 85 or 86. It was either 85 or 86. It was the Grammy Awards, and I did it with Phil Collins. And he was up, might have been for Sussudio or something. I don't know what it was. But we were at the Universal Amphitheater here in Los Angeles, was where they were doing it. And we finished our sound check, and then the sound check right after us was this new artist, this young girl who came out, and she did her sound check. And we were freaking out. All of the people that were working in the place that were, cleaning the aisles and stuff, because the show hadn't started. This was just sound checked. So there was a bunch of people working. Everybody stopped in their tracks. And when she finished her sound check, everybody applauded, and it was Whitney Houston. And it was just one of these things that you just kind of go, wow. Well, the bar just got raised a big bunch right here. And it's amazing, when you have that chance to be around those kind of singers. Linda was like that, Ronstadt. Every time Linda would open her mouth, you just go, wow. When I'd work with Streisand, that kind of thing too. But I'm going to play this live performance that we did in Japan in 1994 with this band. with David, and this is Celine Dion and Peabo Bryson. And man, what a joy to play with these people. God. So here we go.
Song, ladies and gentlemen, Celine Dion.
Goosebumps.
Till I saw this time, true as it can be, barely even friends, then somebody bends unexpectedly. Just a little change, small to say the least, but the little scared. Neither one we want, beauty and the beast, ever just the same, never a surprise. Never as before, and never just as sure as the sun will rise. Whoa, 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 certain as the sun, certain as the sun, rising in the east, till it's all is done, song as old as time, beauty and the beast, till it's all is done, song as old as time, beauty. Celine Dion. Peabo Bryson.
That's how you do it. You know, no auto-tune, no pre-record, no nothing. Great band, great orchestra, great singers, great arrangement. Done. You know, it's, you know, when you get to be, especially like sitting, like from my vantage point, I'm kind of right in the middle of it. Like right behind me is the orchestra. I'm surrounded with the rhythm section. Right in front of me is the singers. And it is such a sweet spot. I remember doing a Christmas special with Vince Gill down in Tulsa, Oklahoma one year. And it's same thing. We had an orchestra with us, and it was Michael McDonald and Amy Grant, all these artists on it. It was just one of those things. And I remember coming in and setting up within the orchestra, and I had a little amp with me and stuff. And you can kind of get this feeling the orchestra members kind of going, ooh, got an electric instrument in here. But, you know, balanced the sound perfectly. Next thing you know, we're all hanging out and they're like having a ball and stuff. So sometimes you got to get over a little bit of a hump. when you're doing that. But man, it is such an absolute treat to work with artists like this. There's those times where you almost are forgetting to play because you're just like you're being sucked into the performance, and it's just it's joyous. It's weird. Things are healing now, and this area I've got scar tissue around this eye, so it's constantly feeling like I've got something in my eye, but it's just the healing that's going on. An idiot. So that's it. I've got, there's a couple other things like this I'm going to just look at over the next couple of days. But when I found this, also in that same show, there's a really great video, and it's Jay Graydon performing in the show and playing his ass off and stuff. This was really a great concert series, and we had just a great time over there. And, you know, and you know, I look back at it, I miss Claude, I miss Warren. Warren was like nobody else. He was like one of those singers, artists that you just kind of go, holy crap, man. When they were handing out the talent, dude was at the front of the line. So I'm going to wish everybody a great weekend. I've got a bunch of stuff to take care of here, and but fingers are crossed that we might see some rain. It would be heavenly if it happens. So I'll be back tomorrow. I'm wishing everybody a great day, and till then, just enjoy. Take care. Bye-bye.